So, gentlemen,
Yes.
Ghetto Wild Jam 85 has concluded, and I set a goal, posthumously, I guess, after the game was finished, but before the reviews were in. I was texting Ed, one of the people that worked on the game with me, and I was saying, I'd really like to be top 20 in this game jam. I think we're top 20 material.
How many entrants were there?
There were 166 entrants.
So that's really impressive.
Top 20 is pretty good. I got exactly number 20 overall, which I'm very proud of. I've got the scores in front of me right now. I'm just going to read them off real quick I don't know why I'm saying for our audio listeners. I'm too lazy to show this on video because I don't know how to do that. But we got number 7 for fun, for most fun game, which I thought was really good. That's top 10.
Yeah.
Number 8 for originality, also really good.
Plus, I let me just chime in. I feel like fun is the most important criteria for a video game.
I wasn't going to say it, but yeah that's kind of how it feels. Number 9 for most on theme. I actually think I don't agree with the originality and theme scores. I think they're actually too high. I really don't feel like our game was particularly original.
Just can you remind everyone of the theme?
Yeah, the theme was expansion, and so we made a 3D platformer where you eat a bunch of apples and get big. That was, I don't know, I didn't think it was, I was inspired by Katamari, like you're a rolling ball and you eat and get bigger. I don't know, but they gave it to us. Audio, we got number 25, which you've played the game. If I was gonna choose a score we were gonna do best in, it would have been audio. I thought our audio was really good.
Yeah, so I guess audio, that encompasses like sound effects as well as music,
the music.
right?
And our music, I think, was incredible. But I thought our sound effects were good. I thought they were funny. I didn't put a ton of work into them, but
yeah, I thought the music was actually very funny.
Yeah.
Sound effects were serviceable, but like I don't know what the curve is, right? Like, what did like number 1 in audio get?
Yeah,
I
don't know.
Played that game?
I've played very few of the other games. I played like 10 or 15 of them, I think, of the 160, and I didn't play the best ones. I was playing like ones that didn't have a ton of reviews. We got number 38 for controls, which I think is that's a weird category to rate anybody in because I feel like that kind of rolls into fun. And a score really think is unfair is number 62 in graphics, which I liked our game. Like, it was stylistically lo-fi, but
yeah, you were. I could tell playing it that was an art style choice you guys were going for, like the PS1 kind of.
Yeah,
look.
It was very low resolution, but I put a lot of work into it. I did like a leaves falling particle system. I did, and this is another one where it's kind of funky because like we did all our own 3D models and textures and everything.
Yeah,
we made everything. But
I guess from a consumer perspective, though, I think the least appealing art graphical style is that of your cat is just climbing everywhere. By the way, it's hilarious.
Yeah, she'll do that.
The least appealing style is that of the N64 PS1 era, because like a lot of the other art styles kind of hold up better. I feel like that really jagged polygonal kind of style. I just feel like at a surface level, it's unappealing to a lot of people unless you have nostalgia for it.
Yeah. So maybe the crowd rating this is younger than I thought. That could be it.
Maybe.
And then we got number 68 for accessibility, which I actually think is kind of generous because I did not consider accessibility at all when I was making this.
Yeah, so maybe like they just rated you there because it was easy to control. I don't know, but
I'm extremely proud of this because I did Godot Wild Jam. This was 85. I think I did 67 a year ago. It was like last January, and I worked really hard. I worked way harder on that one than I did this one. I was also solo on it, and I really liked the game I made. I still to this day think it's really good, and I got like not quite dead last. Like, I think I was the worst game that was an executable that would actually run on a computer. Like, the only games rated worse than mine were games that literally would not run.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't know until you put it in front of people. You know, it's whatever, you can think whatever you want about what you make, but like at the end of the day, you know, you don't really know how people are going to feel about it until it's public.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm really happy with it. You know, this is I mean, I've done okay in game jams before. I actually got I forget what category, but I got number 2 in one of these categories in the very first Godot Wild Jam. But there were only 16 entrants in that. So, like,
Yeah.
relative, I did better this time than I did that time. So, I don't know.
Yeah,
Really fun jam.
Yeah, I mean, congrats. I think that's a pretty big achievement, right? Like
Yeah,
game
I think
jams,
so too.
I participated in them in the past, and they're not easy things to do, right? Like, and they're a lot of fun, but it's a very kind of, it's like an explosion of creativity, right?
It is.
You come up with an idea and you make it all within a very short amount of time. And video games, like more so than any other software project, are even more involved because there's so many facets to it. Like there's art and there's music, and just to have that all come together at the end is a very rewarding thing. So,
and it's been
It's
quite.
awesome.
See, all I remember about game jams is just not sleeping for 2 days.
Yeah, so this was a week long.
And Ooh, not sleeping for a
this
week,
was
and then
9
by the
days.
end, I'm like fighting the demons off and
But
seeing the Hat Man.
I don't know. No, my skill has evolved such that I was not losing sleep on this. I was only working like 2 hours a day, something like that, probably.
yeah.
And I walked
What I was
away
gonna
from it.
say,
Like,
no, go ahead.
I walked away with a game that, like, I don't even feel the need to preface when I share this with somebody that this was a jam game or anything. I just like this game. Like, hey, this is a small game I made.
Yeah.
You know, and people have liked it. I've shown it to a lot of people, which is not something I've done with my past few games.
Yeah, like one thing that stood out about this game to me is just the humor.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know if that was an intentional design decision that you guys made, or just like it just sort of came together to give off that effect.
I think that
But,
was
like,
just
it's
our
just a
personality
very
showing through it.
Funny
kind of.
game, like between the like the controllable character, the
Yeah.
music, like the just moving through the world. It all gives off like a funny vibe.
Yeah, I don't
know?
think we ever sat down and like said we wanted to make a funny game, but it's like when you put me, Ed, and Ryan on a game, like especially
Yeah.
with a time limit, like something goofy is gonna come out of it.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, the music as well. Like that definitely added to the humor.
Yeah,
In my
I don't
opinion,
think the music is funny. I think the music,
I think the music with
Contrasting
what's
to the
happening
game,
on
yeah.
screen is very funny.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because Avery actually gave me a couple of songs to choose from, and I don't know
Oh,
if you
wow,
rolled
yeah.
credits, but I kept both songs in, and
Mhm.
I just made one the game music and one the credits music. And I think
Yeah.
he wanted it to be reversed, but you know, it is what it is.
Well, I think you made the right choice. So.
Thank you.
And
Yeah,
I think
I
the voters also agreed.
Yeah.
So good job.
Can we link it in the description for this episode?
Yeah, we linked it last week. We can link it
okay,
this week
yeah.
as well. So
Sick. Thank you.
yeah. Hey, and welcome back to Game Talk. I'm your host, David Beyond. Today I'm joined by Connor
Hey guys. Oh my
and
god.
Mike.
Hello.
My
what
voice
just happened?
cracked.
That's
Oh, it's
okay.
fine. Leave it in. Leave it in.
Leave it in. Fix it in
Leaving it
post.
all
You,
in.
you can edit that, right?
We're not editing anything. We're just going right on ahead.
Hey, and welcome
But
to Game Talk.
today, we have a lot of things to talk about. But first off, I think we want to talk about the state of play, PlayStation State of Play that happened mid last week. And I thought it was pretty good. I thought they had a pretty good showing, a diverse selection of games. Some games that we've been waiting for as PlayStation fans have been shown. And I know, Connor, you watched it
I did.
live. We were commenting on it in Discord. But yeah, let's just get into it. So I don't think we're gonna go over everything. Let's just talk about the things that sort of stand out to
Yeah, I mean,
us.
The first 800-pound elephant in the room, we saw Wolverine.
Yeah, I guess we can start there, right? So they ended the show with finally showing Wolverine. And I think 4 years ago, they first revealed that Insomniac was working on
Was it
this game.
revealed or
through
was it a leak?
It was no,
There was a
they
leak.
they had a cinematic
Okay.
trailer, right? But
Really? Okay.
again, it was just like a very quick teaser of like Logan at a bar, like flexing his claws. But that was it. There was no in-game footage or anything. This was totally different, right? This was a gameplay trailer, right? They showed cinematics, they showed gameplay. and I thought it looked rad. I've always been a big fan of Wolverine. Granted, I don't read the comics or anything, but like just through osmosis, through the X-Men movies, and Logan is one of my favorite superhero movies ever. So I just really like the character. And I think they really, just from this trailer, I think they really did him justice. I love how gory it was, especially with Insomniac being the ones who made it. Like, you always kind of think of Insomniac as being kind of with, like, kitty gloves between
Ratchet and Clank is what I think of,
and Spider-Man, right? Spider-Man is violent, but not really, right?
Yeah.
But this, right? Like,
no, he's just killing
they
people.
totally showed they are up to the task. They pulled no punches with the violence.
They had a lot to say about their blood system that they worked on.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they had to, right,
Yeah.
for this game to like be believable with Logan being as violent as he is, and especially like those claws, right? Like the glory kills or however you want to call them, they looked great in the trailer.
I will say this was a game that the game looks amazing. I thought the trailer looked amazing, but once they got into like the developer interviews and stuff, they were losing me in a big way. They were like, you can look at him and he can't just look angry. He has to look in pain. He has to look sad. And I'm like,
that
no,
made
man.
me cringe a little bit too.
He looks angry.
Yeah, he just looks mad.
You're not
like I
Naughty Dog.
was saying to you, right? Like, some developers can pull off like that very human expression, like multifaceted things happening in the eyes. This isn't that, and that's okay, right? Like, I don't need it to be that.
This will be an amazing
we need
game.
a good Wolverine. We haven't had a good Wolverine game in a long, long, long time. And granted, it's not out. It might not be good, but Insomniac have a very good track record. So, and they've been single-handedly carrying this console. Like, let's just be real. Insomniac has been carrying the PlayStation
That's not fair.
5.
I mean, you got Ghost Toyote coming.
No, I mean, like, in terms of output, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah,
almost
like, they've had a lot of
everyone
games
else
come
has
out,
only put out one game or zero games
third,
this generation. They've put out
Ratchet and Clank.
Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2, and now Wolverine.
Was Miles Morales PS5? I thought that was PS4.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was cross.
It was cross.
Yeah.
right?
It was cross-platform.
Okay.
And there's a rumored Venom game coming next. So, like, they are just going all out. And they're kind of, like, all in
game.
on Marvel, which is cool to see. They're definitely pulling
Insomniac
it off.
also put out a Ratchet and Clank game.
Yeah,
this
They did. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And that was a
There's
PS5
been
only game. So it's 4 games.
4 or 5 games that Insomniac has churned out this generation.
Rift Apart is a PS5 game. So that's very impressive. And
It's also
man,
Digital Foundry's favorite game to show off upscalers.
right, because they do it right.
They do a good job.
suppose.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, so Wolverine, I think, looks great. Can't wait to play it. And I thought the actor they picked, I don't know him, but apparently he's relatively famous. He's been in some shows and stuff. I thought
he looked the part.
He looks the part. He sounds the part too. So good job to him.
They also put out a remaster of the original Spider-Man on PlayStation 5.
Yeah, they did.
They did do that, but that doesn't really count.
That's a lot of games.
I
that they put
actually
out
doubt
in
that was
one-
them. I imagine that was a different studio.
That was probably Nixus or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was billed under them.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
I mean, they have a big studio, and I think they work on several separate games at a time.
they do. Insomniac has become huge over the course of this generation.
They have this production schedule where they can work on 2 to 3 games at once in separate pods, which I mean is the way to do it. Instead of having one big team, you have several smaller teams that are all working on different games.
Yeah.
Kind of increases the pace that you can put out games.
One other thing I want to comment about Wolverine is that I think they came out after the fact and confirmed that it is not an open world game.
Good.
And to that I say thank you.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I get why Spider-Man has to be open world because the swinging is fun and stuff, but
yes,
I do it was the most boring parts of the game.
Exactly. I want if this is like a 15 to 20 hour kind of wide linear Uncharted-esque, God of War-esque kind of game, but with Wolverine, I'm all about that. That is what I want. So hopefully this game ends up being that. Very glad that they didn't give into the temptation to make this open world because I'm sure that temptation was there, but they just seem to be nailing it. So very excited to finally play this game.
Can you imagine being the developers, the grunt developers, and these other people, that the game shouldn't be open world, and also you don't want to do open world because it's so much work for very, very little
You got to talk
return.
the executive out of it or whatever.
Yeah. That's a tough job.
So Insomniac has 3 teams, and as of 2 years ago, there were 520 devs spread across 3 teams.
That's
actually
and they're
small.
still outputting games at a rate that is comparable to other AAA studios.
Yeah.
But they have 3 teams that are all smaller than every other AAA. Like Naughty Dog's 800 or 700 plus devs.
Yeah.
Well, Naughty Dog also has, I think,
And they
at
do
least
one game every like.
No. I think Naughty Dog
6,
is
7
also
years.
has 2 games in development concurrently, but their dev times are way longer than Insomniac.
And how is Insomniac putting out this level of quality with smaller teams and fast and the same amount of time?
I believe it's called having the sauce.
I don't even think it's crunch because apparently everything I've read, Insomniac's a great place to work.
Yeah, dude. They're just
good developers.
Good management.
Yeah, their timelines
better
are like
developers, better management.
Like Wolverine's been in development for a very long time, so I'd be shocked to hear there
5-6 years.
Yeah,
but the release cadence is the only studio that maintains like a release cadence of like older times for AAA games is Insomniac.
But,
right?
but if your development is like 6
on 5-year cycles,
if your development
6
if your development cycle is like 6 or 7 years, then 3 teams is what it takes to have a game every couple of years. Yeah,
I think
that's
also,
what I want. You know,
they're also not feature creeping that much. Like Wolverine looks very feature compact, and I know Spider-Man was as well.
Spider-Man
wasn't
was
a lot
not.
of bloat.
Spider-Man had so much
Was it not?
it had your stupid Sony skill tree. It had your like a billion boring side missions. It had like.
I think they're not wasting dev time on things like the little things.
Well, that being said, right, like it had that stuff, but it wasn't like it was still like a tight, you know.
It didn't ruin
if you
the game.
if you mainlined it, you could beat it in like 20 hours, and if you did everything, it's like 40 hours, which is
and
totally
they're not
manageable.
big worlds either. Like Spider-Man's not a big world.
I mean, it's
Manhattan. That's New York City. That's not
it's more
exactly.
than I think you can go to Queens. You can go to
That's still
two
not
you
a
can.
big region. Yeah, New York City is not exactly like a massive open world like you get with.
It's a very high
AAAs.
fidelity depiction of New York City, though, for what it's worth.
Yeah, New York is inherently a compact setting, though. Thankfully.
Yeah.
But
Wolverine looks great.
I think that helps a lot too.
I think the next game, or the game that I'm most excited for, is Saros.
I'm more excited for Saros.
They finally showed like a pretty extended look at Saros, and it is, for all intents and purposes, just Returnal 2, which is totally fine. That's what I wanted, more Returnal. I think it's cool that there's like a South Asian protagonist. There's like not really any of those at all in video games.
Yeah, that didn't even cross my mind. You're right. That is cool.
But yeah, like, I don't know. Housemarque has really kind of found something they're passionate about and good at. Similar to like, I guess, Sucker Punch with the Ghost games, right? With like Japanese samurai style games. Housemarque is really good at these sci-fi, creepy kind of bullet hell roguelike games.
I'm really excited to see how they iterate on it too. Because Returnal was like, well, Returnal wasn't a first swing, was it? It was but it was the first roguelike.
Yeah, that was the first time they did a roguelike. Yes. Before Returnal, Housemarque was just really well known for their twin stick shooters. They were masters of that genre. But unfortunately, people didn't buy those games, right? Returnal did much better sales-wise. So, and I'm sure Saros will continue that trajectory. But like, I love that they took what they learned from making those immaculate twin stick shooters like Resogun, and they really kind of apply that frantic
it feels,
bullet hell gameplay
it's a bullet
to
hell
these
still.
games.
It feels so fun. Yeah.
So really excited for this game. It's coming out, I think spring next year. And I think first studio besides Insomniac to put out first party studio besides Insomniac to put out another game over the lifespan of the PS5. So that's good to see as well.
PlayStation's most successful and profitable console to date, by the way.
I know, right? It's so frustrating, like, because it's so
turns out you don't have to make any games
with my expectations as a PlayStation fan. But
yeah,
that's a different conversation for another time.
But I'm really hoping Saros. I don't expect it to be a day and date PC, although
I don't think so.
Not impossible, because Returnal was really fast. Returnal was like 2 months or something. I think it was a very short time to PC. It might have been 6 months.
I think it's closer to 6 months. I do think, like this kind of game, I think a lot more. Well, maybe that's not fair to say, but I was going to say like PC players are a lot more accepting of roguelikes, I think, than console players in general.
Oh yeah. That's
so.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's really changing. I mean, you got
it is
roguelikes
changing.
are becoming very mainstream,
especially with things like Hades, kind of making it more mainstream.
Spelunky did great on console. Hitman World of Assassination has the roguelike
that is
mode.
That is a roguelike now. Yeah,
that people really like.
It is
people
changing.
Love freelancer. So yeah, it's not as niche as it used to be. I'm Slay the Spire.
Yeah, Slay the Spire. My God, yeah.
I feel like it probably 60% of it was on Switch, like maybe more.
I would be interesting to see the the PC versus Switch numbers.
Yeah, me too.
Because like it's definitely biggest on those two platforms.
But you and I typically disagree on that though. But I just don't think people choose a platform. I don't think platform influences game choice as much as you do. But
yeah, I do think that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's a conversation for another time.
I agree.
Saros and Wolverine, the first party showings were very strong at this, so excited for both of those games. And now we can get into some of the other stuff that was shown. I'll just comment on one thing that I think I care about that you guys might not. Zaum's new game, Zero Parades, 4 Dead Spies. It looked like Disco
good.
Elysium.
Yeah, it looked
when
good.
they showed it. Which
so
is
here's the thing.
Very exciting. But go ahead. Yeah.
Here's the thing. I don't think I can support that studio after what they did to the founders.
Yeah,
I don't think I can do that.
Long story short, basically all the original creators of Disco Elysium are gone. So
yeah,
this game, even though it looks similar, it almost certainly is a facsimile, and not because the same people are working on it, right?
The heart's not there.
So
it's no way.
That title's so good though.
Visually, and that trailer looked very good too.
Yeah.
It looks like more Disco Elysium, which really perks my interest, but I'm going to have to wait and see, right? Like, because Disco Elysium, let me just be real, I think Disco Elysium is one of the greatest games ever made.
I'm going to say something controversial.
It's exceptional.
I think it looked a lot better than Disco Elysium. As somebody who kind of bounced off of Disco Elysium hard.
We'll see. Like I don't know. Like I don't want to just throw them away because they're not the original people. Maybe the people working on this game are really good too.
Yeah.
So like I'm willing to give them a chance at least, right? And by give them a chance, I mean like wait for reviews. But on a surface level, just evoking that Disco Elysium energy again was very exciting to me. Because
I bounced off of Disco Elysium, I think harder than Connor even bounced off, honestly.
Disco Elysium is a bit of an acquired taste, but like if it clicks with you hard.
It's been pointed out to me that I should try it with a
first day.
I don't think I did either. I didn't know there was multiple days.
Yeah, I didn't even make it past like the intro segment before I'm like, this isn't the game for me. This isn't it. I can't do it.
I've been told I should try it again with a controller.
It's funny. I originally played it on PC.
Really?
Yeah. Of all people. Yeah.
I was not into it. It seemed, I don't know. I don't like a casual experience on PC. Like if I'm not aiming, I don't really want to have a mouse, I guess.
Yeah. I mean it's fine on controller. I've played it on both. But yeah, I would encourage if you were to give any game a second shot, I would encourage it to be Disco Elysium because boy, that game is no other game quite like it.
I am constantly reminded of it because it is the highest Metacritic score in my Steam library, and I sort when I'm going through my backlog. I sort by Metacritic score sometimes, and it's always the first one.
Yeah, I mean it's great, but it is an acquired taste. I fully acknowledge that.
Yeah.
All right, Connor, why don't you go next? Anything you want to point out from the state of play? Highlight,
I'm
talk
looking
about
through here. I thought Chronoscript, the Endless End, looked good. Even just outside the games, I thought this was an excellent state of play. Like the pacing was good.
It had good variety.
A lot of good-looking games.
Interesting looking games. Yeah, so this game, Chronoscript, never seen an art style like this. And I actually would argue, like, it's a very interesting art style, but there's something about it that just makes it very hard to look at for me. Really? I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like a lack of contrast or something, but like it just seems a little too busy, and I wonder if that's like a common thing people think, or maybe it's just my brain being weird. But it certainly looks very unique.
Yeah.
And it's I think it was a Japanese game too. It's like a 2D action adventure game.
Yeah.
But yeah, that art style, like it just, I don't know. Like I guess my issue with it is that the background and the foreground, like the controllable elements and the background, are too similar to where it's like looks busy. I don't know if that's a good way to put it. But I certainly think it looks interesting. Like I've never seen a game with that kind of art style before.
I will say it kind of falls into like, if it's on Game Pass, I'll play it, and if I have to pay more than $20 for it, I probably won't.
Right.
Like that just is what it is. I'm probably not going to play it, but I thought it looked good.
But yeah, definitely, I'm glad they showed a game like this. Because like I said, very unique kind of visual style. Let's see what else. That roguelite, the Let It Die, is back.
I'm trying to find that in the article that you sent me. I couldn't remember what it was
it's
called.
like scroll down further to the bottom.
Okay.
And I thought it looked fun. It looked interesting. I never played the first Let It Die, so
it's not a roguelite though, is it? It's an extraction game, isn't it?
It's like, I don't know, it's like everything at once. It's like an extraction roguelike, apparently.
I'm into it. I'm super into it. It's
the
extraction roguelite. It's a kind of idea I've always wanted to explore in a game myself. Like knowing your limit, knowing when to pull back, and being rewarded for that. But not a lot of games play with that yet. So I don't know. I guess I say not a lot of games. I guess that actually is becoming pretty popular. We have Marathon coming. We have Escape from Tarkov. We have Dark and Darker.
I don't think Marathon's coming.
Oh yeah, okay. Marathon might.
That's also so true.
Marathon might not be coming. I don't think Bungie's going to exist in a couple years.
Yeah, that's probably the most likely.
Excellent
outcome,
point.
Unfortunately,
point stands though. It's an idea a lot of people are exploring right now. So
yeah.
I don't know. Of all the games in here, other than Saros, I think this is the one I'm most likely to pick up. Because it's weird. I like weird.
Yeah.
I like the look of it. I don't know. I gotta see reviews though.
I will say another big hit for me. Neo 3 was shown again, but I will say awful trailer.
Horrible
awful trailer. Like, I get what they were going for, right? They wanted like a story trailer to show like, oh, look at this story or whatever. But I'm like, I get it if you're trying to get new players, but everyone who's played Neo doesn't give a single crap about the story. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it is known for its action Souls-like combat. And in my opinion, it's the best in the business. Like, I think Neo 2 has the best combat out of any Souls-like, including the Souls games. Yeah. Wow. So I think if they continue that into Neo 3, and from what I played of the beta, like, they did change some things, but the combat was very good. So looking forward to seeing how that shakes out. But those are the strengths they should focus on. They should have just shown some like high octane gameplay, maybe like a boss fight or something to get the point across. But I get it, like these cinematic trailers kind of push it to new people. So, but like as a fan of this franchise, I was just like, this is an awful way to show your game.
Yeah.
What else? So,
Mike, do you have anything to say about the Deus Ex remaster?
I don't like it. I don't like the look of it.
I thought it looked bad too.
I think it honestly, like, the trailer looks like something that would have released on like Xbox 360 and not a proper remaster. I was expecting just a remake, and also it's SPR Interactive, and they've not done anything good in the last couple years. They were the ones behind the Battlefront 2 remaster that is objectively
that's unfortunate.
Worse than the original Battlefront 2.
I shared a yeah. Sorry.
I don't think it's going to be good. There's no way. It doesn't look good. It just nothing looks good. It looks like they just retextured everything and called it a day.
Yeah, I shared a video on our Discord the other day. I forget the guy's name, but it was about remasters in general, but the one he kept pointing to was Arkham Asylum remaster, and how it in the pursuit of technical superiority essentially completely abandoned the artistic vision of the original. And he said
that
it,
tends to happen with a lot of remakes.
That is what looks like happened here. It looks like everything's just washed out.
and it makes me really sad because it's something I don't think about too much because I'm a PC gamer, and so I typically still have access to the original versions of games. But what he pointed out was like, no, when somebody talks about Arkham Asylum today, I think the remaster sold better than the original. So like they're probably talking about an inferior version of the game. And he also talked about the Assassin's Creed games and pointed out Silent Hill getting rid of the fog in the remaster. And I generally am like not a super pro remaster guy in general. I'm not anti-remake. I think if you're starting from the ground up, you're making something original. Like the Resident Evil remakes, I think are perfectly fine. They're different games from the originals. Almost wholly. They're just very inspired. But I just don't love, and like Spyro Reignited I think is good. The Crash Insane trilogy I think are fine. When you're doing that much, like really like a new artistic vision. But I think when you have to be really, really careful when you're polishing up someone else's vision, because you're taking this team that is likely not as high tier a team as the one that originally made the game, and you're telling them improve upon this this vision that people really loved, like, and they're not going to be able to do it. Like it's
that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is why Bloodborne is stuck on PS4.
Yeah, you're right.
I just can't trust Aspire. It's Aspire, not Aspire. I mispronounced it. I can't trust Aspire because they were the ones behind the Knights of the Old Republic remaster.
Oh, yeah.
That is gone the way of the dodo now. I don't know what happened to it.
Yeah.
They really have no like pedigree they're just a port studio. That's all they do is remaster and port.
I mean, the thing is, I don't have a problem with ports. I think I'd love to see Bloodborne ported to PS5, ported to PC, and like change nothing, increase the resolution, increase the frame rate, change nothing else. And I think most people would be very happy with that. But
unfortunately, I don't think that'll happen though.
Yeah, you can't price that at $50. At $70.
We live in a remaster, remake, or nothing world. We don't live in a porting world anymore.
Yeah, I
fully think that this is not gonna. It's not gonna be great.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, all I see is the still that they have in this IGN article that we're reading, and I think it looks terrible.
I watched the trailer, and it looks. It doesn't look like a modern remaster. It looks like someone ported it to the 360. Like at no point.
You're right. It does.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a modern remaster. This game's like the original Deus Ex is a cornerstone of the immersive Sims.
Yeah,
and it deserves like a modern AAA treatment and not just a texture pack. Ultimately,
but they're making this on a budget, dude.
Yeah, this is done on an extreme budget. And the original game doesn't look bad, and there are community projects that really up-res it pretty well anyway.
Yeah.
And honestly, I believe, like, the original game, and it's the third, what is it? How much is the price tag on it? I think it was like $40.
I don't know.
Let me look that up real fast, because it's probably on Steam.
It might not have a price yet.
I think they announced the price. Deus Ex Remastered. It's already on sale on the Steam sale, by the way.
That's really funny. How much is it?
$30.
$30.
$30 native.
Steep.
$26.99 on sale right now for some reason.
It's a little steep.
That's a lot of money for when the original Deus Ex, because it's only on PC.
It's a Square
Enix
PC property,
gamer.
Right?
Not anymore.
Okay.
It went with Crystal Dynamics or someone.
Okay.
You can buy the original Deus Ex. Come on, Steam, tell me.
Probably for like $5-6, I'm guessing.
I'd bet less. I think I've seen it for $2.
Deus Ex. It's in my Steam library. Deus Ex. Right now, you can buy it for 97 cents.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
97 cents for the original game. That's less than $1. Just get on Steam and buy it.
But this sort of thing is why I have I talk about this on the show sometimes. I have a tendency when a big high-profile remaster comes out, I'll go back and play the original for the first time. And it is like, sometimes I just think I want the original vision. Like, I think a lot of times they were not held back by like a lot of decisions that may look like technical constraints are not. Like if they did a remaster of the original Castlevania right now, I bet you they would give you in-air control of the jump. And like you could not convince me that Konami couldn't figure out how to make a good jump in the 80s. Like they just didn't want to. It was an artistic
That's all video
choice.
games were back then.
Yeah, like
Good jumps.
it was an artistic choice to make it a fixed jump arc, and it would make the game worse to change that. Now, if you make a new Castlevania game and you can give it whatever jump you want, but if you're gonna remake, if you're gonna serve me Castlevania 1 again, don't disrespect the vision.
Yeah.
So,
go ahead,
Deus
Mike.
Ex is owned by Eidos, by the way.
Oh,
Eidos Montreal.
Eidos Montreal.
Okay,
Yeah. They took it from Squeenix when they were sold off.
Okay.
So it is an independent property now.
So there are some other things that were announced on the State of Play. Nothing I'm too interested in, really, except for they announced that Alan Wake 2 is coming to PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
Which
That's
I
soon,
won
right? That's
waiting
like
for that
tomorrow?
game. Yeah, that's October's free game,
Yeah.
which is great. I can't tell you how many times I've hovered over the buy button on that game on my PlayStation, and I've just resisted each time, and now I'm being rewarded for it.
I'm
So,
excited to finally hear your thoughts on it. It was really close to my game of the year that year.
Yeah, I mean, I hear it's one of those all-timer games. So, man, like the train just keeps rolling, right? Like, been playing a lot of really, really good video games lately.
I might have to figure out I was trying to play Alan Wake the other day and it was crashing a bunch. I might have to do a replay if you're gonna replay, or if you're gonna do a playthrough in October, so we can talk about it on the show. Not do an
Yeah,
episode,
seems like a perfect October game. But yeah, anything else you guys want to highlight on the State of Play before we move on?
I thought Code Vein 2 looked good. It was cool to see the Battlefield 6 campaign
Yeah,
a little bit.
Code Vein 2, Code Vein is one of those franchises where, like, if I'm given this game for free, I might get in this franchise. It seems like an interesting Souls-like.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't know too much about it, besides the aesthetic looks interesting.
And the Battlefield 6 gameplay looked good, but realistically, I'm probably not going to play the campaign. It's not what I'm here for.
All right, so shall we move on? I think, Connor, you wanted to talk about the Capcom show, right?
I did, but I really only wanted to talk about one thing from it, which was the Monster Hunter showcase.
Okay.
They showed us that we're getting, and I have gotten it, and I have played it now. I don't know if you've had a chance yet, but they added Omega Planatus, I think is how it's supposed to be pronounced.
What, is that the robot?
Yeah, it's the robot from Final Fantasy
Okay,
14.
I've seen this gameplay.
It is sick, dude. It feels like a raid boss. Like they took so many mechanics from Final Fantasy, and like at least I assume that's what this is, because they're not native to Monster Hunter. There's like force fields popping up on the field that you
Missiles
have to
and
get into
stuff.
to hide, and there's like a Picto item that has its own moveset, and like you can shoot lasers at this guy out of it. In the middle of the fight, it summons another monster, which is I don't know if you remember the Nursilla, which is the giant spider.
Yes.
But this version of Nursilla can shoot lasers.
Robot spiders.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's a very difficult fight. There's actually two versions of it. There's an 8-star and a 9-star. And I think you have to be like
Is
Hunter
this just
rank.
a limited event or
No,
something?
this is a permanent event quest.
I was going to say, because
Yeah.
it's like kind of weird. I mean, it's cool, but the style of boss to me clashes with the aesthetic of Monster Hunter pretty heavily.
It does. It's not like roaming around the open world or anything. It is in an arena, and you fight it in that arena. It's in Jindahad's arena.
Okay.
But they have a story for it. Like the little chocobo guy, Alpha, and the little tiny robot, Omega. You run into them, and they explain that they like went through an interdimensional portal. It's very similar to like the Geralt, or probably very similar to
Behemoth.
I mean, they did a Final Fantasy crossover in World as well, but like you even
Behemoth.
talk to and play as Geralt in Monster Hunter World for a while. Like they just have fun with
Oh,
them.
yeah, they did the same thing with Horizon Zero Dawn, too,
Yeah, they
right?
did. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they just like
do
to
this
have-
kind of thing.
Yeah, they like to have fun with it. And it's all like, is it canon? Kinda. Does it really matter if it's because the end result is that the hunter kills it. So there are no
Just like everything else.
Yeah, there's no long-standing consequences. But it's a really fun fight. I highly recommend you guys check it out. But what's really weird about it is like Monster Hunter is first and foremost a multiplayer game, but you can play it solo. that is not true for this. You are not killing this thing solo. Like, it's
That hard?
So no, it's not just hard. It's like very clearly balanced around someone taking aggro and everyone else attacking. So to the point that it's like encouraging, like, hey, you need to have somebody with a shield on your team because someone is going to have to be like hitting this thing in the face and then blocking and tanking stuff. So like you really want a lance user or a sword and shield. Maybe a charge blade could do it, or a gun lance could for sure do it. You really want one of those on your team. You can do it with the support hunters if you don't have friends or don't have like Xbox Live or PlayStation Plus or whatever. You can use these support hunters and they're pretty good. There's also like, I was really glad it was my first time hunting it, but I had some friends from the Pittsburgh Hunters Guild playing with me, and they were like explaining to me what is happening because there's like, and this is actually a negative. There's like walls of text appearing on the screen to explain to you the mechanic of what's going on right now, and you're being killed as you're supposed to read this paragraph. Like, and we did.
All right, so now he's gonna shoot these lasers at you.
Yeah.
You have 3 seconds to avoid them.
Well, it's like, it says like firing starboard laser, and I'm like, what is that? Starboard is right? And then it just jumps up in the air and does like like you have no time, and it does like a twist, like a
That's pretty funny.
counterclockwise twist, and shoots lasers everywhere. And then it doesn't say, it's like starboard and port, but it doesn't say starboard and port. It says starboard and larboard. Larboard is left, I think.
Larboard?
It just made up
Sure.
a word. Yeah. It's just very strange. It's but it's a fun fight. And I have I got my butt kicked doing the original version of the fight, but there's a second 9-star version of the hunt that you have to be hunter rank 100 to even face. And I think it's called Savage Omega Planetus, and it has some more Final Fantasy references. And that's the only the version of the fight I've done is not repeatable. If you want to fight it again, you have to fight the harder version from now on.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh,
Yeah, or like hop on SOS hunts online. So it's really, really fun. It is pretty cool. And then they showed one more thing for the title update, and that is a monster called Gogmazios, which is an elder dragon.
oh my
These
god.
names, dude.
God,
I
Oh
swear.
my god.
Gogmazios is an elder dragon from Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, which is insanely based. And it is
He hasn't been seen in over a decade.
hasn't been seen in a decade. I've never seen him because he's in Master Rank in Monster Hunter 4U, which is there's no like single player balanced way to see that content because it's guild content, and in the old Monster Hunter games they didn't scale with the number of players. If you were doing multiplayer content, it was scaled for multiplayer. So it would have been a massive grind. Like, you can theoretically do it if you just get good and like grind out good gear and everything. But it would have been really, really difficult and taken a very long time.
And the servers are dead, aren't they?
Yeah, there's mods for that. But yeah.
I see. I mean, you're not going to really find people to play it anyway, but
Exactly. Like, if I had a friend who would play it, I'd be down.
it's a siege quest too, isn't it?
Gogmazios, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's our first siege.
And he is,
which,
like, I looked him up on the wiki.
Let's
He is
go.
described as the largest flying monster. And so this guy's going to be huge.
this guy's going to be massive. I'm kind of excited for it.
I'm really, especially after
Although,
Omega Planetus, like,
I'm going to say I still am getting washed by arch-tempered frog.
Oh yeah,
I can't remember his name. I'm still getting washed by Uthduna.
Uthduna,
so-
yeah, Nudra's the one that's coming soon. Yeah, those
Nuge
names
is
are
coming
too
out.
similar.
I need to actually like get the gang together and actually fight these monsters.
Yeah, let me know. I can
because-
hop on and hunt Uthduna with you.
But-
We got to get Ahmed caught up by the Game of the Year discussion.
Yeah, we do. We do need to
I
get.
think you got to
we'll
hunt at
grind
least
Emmett
one
up.
arch-tempered. I think.
Yeah, you gotta.
Okay,
I mean,
yeah.
right.
You don't even have to
easiest
win. You have to
arch-tempered.
do it. Yeah, I don't think you'll be able to walk away with a
Uthduna,
loss.
arch-tempered Uthduna. I'll go for an offset attack with the great sword, and he'll just one shot me. Doesn't matter.
I don't know
Doesn't
that I've got a
matter at
solo
all.
kill on Uthduna, arch-tempered Uthduna.
I have not. I have tried 4
Yeah.
separate times, and he just one hits me. There's nothing I can do.
I did hop online and I was able to get the time attack score on my first try against him. But I did my hunting horn build. I do a hunting horn. I bring every buffing item in the game, and I have like wide field, so I'm like support.
I feel like he'd be easier with someone else to draw aggro, because if
Yes,
you're the
much.
only thing taking aggro for him, he will not stop. He does not stop attacking you.
And it is worth noting, like, all of Monster Hunter is like they're designing it for multiplayer. When you were doing it single player, you were like intentionally making this much harder on yourself.
This is clearly designed as a multiplayer fight. There's not a lot of openings for smooth attacks with Uthduna, with Arch-Tempered Uthduna, because of how aggressive he is.
But I will
openings
say,
are very small, and he will punish you for whiffing at all.
Hopping on with two friends from the guild. I think we had one support hunter with us because that's just the kind of fight this was. You needed a full party. And
there's no way you're soloing Omega
Planetus, and like the Final Fantasy 14 music blasting, like it was an experience. I really loved it, and I think Gogmazios is going to be
Behemoth from
similarly.
World was the same way. You can't solo him.
Yeah, and
I'm sure some people do to prove a point.
Yeah, I've seen some people doing it already with
it's
Omega
normal
Planetus.
people.
But it's like with broken
it's
builds.
very hard.
Which
you'd have to be absolutely broken to solo either Behemoth or Omega, because they're designed as like a 4-party
raid boss.
I mean, it even
they
like
have special mechanics.
It tells you at the start of the quest if you are alone. It's like, hey, you should probably fire an SOS beacon. Like this is not. It's not supposed to be
designed for one player.
So, but Gogmazios, I think, is going to be sick. I'm really excited for the future of Monster Hunter. We're also supposedly getting, at the same time as GOG, we're going to be getting the performance updates, which I know a lot of people have been waiting with bated breath.
I'm excited for that too.
And I don't know if that's going to affect.
Hopefully, they
console
pull
at
it
all.
off.
Yeah. I really hope so.
I mean,
and Capcom probably showed some other stuff, but that was all I watched.
We're getting an Elder though. That's
an Elder Dragon.
I knew we were getting an Elder, and it's not Shigaru, which is even crazier.
I know, very surprising. It's
Gormagala's right there. You think the first Elder they'd reveal was Gormagala's father, you know?
Yeah.
But no, it's GOG.
I will never not find the Monster Hunter names funny.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Gogmazios.
You could name 200 Pokemon right now if you had to.
I could. Yeah, I could. That's a fair point. All right, let's talk about what we are playing, and I think I'm going to kick off the discussion with Hades 2.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Hades too.
Oh, man.
So
where to even begin with this? So, Connor, let's rewind a few days, right? So, I started playing Hades 2.
Experiences.
And I messaged you after like an hour or two, and I was just like, man, I'm not feeling this. I genuinely wasn't. I was just like, it feels like more Hades, which is good, right? Hades was very good. But like, I don't know, there wasn't, and nothing was really grabbing me for some reason.
Yeah. It felt like a DLC. It felt like a new playable character for Hades.
That is how I felt a few days ago. But then I kept playing it, and I kept playing it, and I kept playing it, and I kept playing it. And then I'm like, holy smokes, this is an incredible game. This, I think it is a worthy sequel to Hades, and it is.
Yeah, I agree.
It feels far more than just like a DLC for Hades. It just, the systems just keep getting deeper the more you play it.
And there's my problem with it. All the systems should just be there at the beginning, and that it makes me mad that they're not. But
it's an interesting arc, right? Like, because when you start the game, and like, yes, it's a roguelike, right?
Yeah.
But I think more so than any other roguelikes, you were really helpless at the beginning of the game.
Really, yeah.
You really just, I mean, if you can beat the game, like get all the way to Kronos and beat him,
you're a god gamer.
Without, on your first attempt, on your second attempt, you're godlike. There's just no way, right? But as you go through these runs, as you unlock more mechanics, as you unlock more weapons, as you unlock aspects for those weapons, and as you brew things in your cauldron that give you unlock different things in the overworld.
There's also just like there are boons
you become more powerful.
You do not get on your early runs. They trickle
I'm
feed
still
those.
25 hours in.
Yeah.
Discovering new boons.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, So yes, so the difficulty arc, like I was saying, is really weird because it starts out impossible.
Yeah.
Right? Like you really can't, you basically just have to fail over and over again until you get enough tools to really get meaningful runs.
Yeah.
And then the game becomes manageable almost to the point where, in my opinion, it becomes too easy, right? Because and by the way, this is full spoilers for Hades 2. All right, we're just throwing that out there. Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna say anything that ruins your experience, Connor, because I think we're kind of in
I think
similar
we're in the
places.
same place. I also just don't think it's a game that can
Right,
be ruined.
yeah. Exactly. When I beat Chronos for the first time, I beat him like 4 times additionally after that. Like I didn't lose to him again.
Oh, really?
And I think that was a product of just like at that point the boons you have and the buffs you have are so strong that it's difficult.
How many runs did it take you to beat him?
I don't
know?
remember.
It tells you on your start menu. I beat him, I think, around 20.
I think that sounds about right for me.
Yeah.
But also, like, there are mechanics in the game that really make you strong. Like, are you like your tarot cards, which is like a new system in this game?
Are you like the tarot cards? I think it's really
I
cool.
like them better than the system in Hades 1.
It requires so much more thought. There's like more build. Like I don't like meta progression in roguelikes, but if you're gonna do it, this is how you do it. It is interesting. There are decisions being made. It's not just like I am now stronger. You know?
Yeah. There are a lot of decisions being made, and I think that's the crux of Hades 2, is that it is this massive confluence of decisions, skill, and luck that makes each run feel completely different.
Yeah.
And I'll get more into that in a minute. But going back to my analogy, the difficulty curve, right? Starts out impossible. Difficulty eases as you get more mechanics. But now, in what I presume to be like the like late mid to end game, it's hard again. Because you can, just like Hades 1, kind of put difficulty modifiers on your runs that give you more rewards.
Right.
But make it harder, right? So that's where I'm at now. And all of a sudden, things that I could clear pretty easily, right, earlier, I'm having a lot of difficulty with.
Have you cleared Olympus yet?
I've done it once.
I haven't managed to do it yet. I got to
I will
Prometheus and died.
It is much more difficult than the Underworld route. And that's the other cool thing about this game. It is effectively twice the size of Hades, right?
Yeah.
As so far, right? And I'm still discovering things, but like there are 2 distinct routes to clear the game. You can go down to eventually confront Kronos in the House of Hades, or you can go up to scale Mount Olympus and do something unspecified there because you haven't reached it yet. I'm not gonna. Well, I guess you don't care about spoilers, right?
Not really.
But you effectively climb Mount Olympus. Because Kronos has sent, oh gosh, what is that thing's name? My knowledge of Greek mythology is lacking.
Your lack of faith is disturbing.
Yeah, I forget his name, but he's some kind of god or some kind of titan, big monster guy. He's sending him up Mount Olympus to like kill all the gods, and you have to go stop that basically. And once you do, you at the top of Mount Olympus, you enter the house of Zeus and talk to Zeus and that kind of stuff.
And you have to do it 5 times, and you have to beat Kronos 5 times to get the true ending.
So beating Kronos, I assume, because like that's the assumption, right? Because like there's an item you can craft in the well that requires 5 of what Kronos drops and 5 of like another mystery thing, and I assume you need to beat the overworld 5 times to get that thing to make Kronos mortal to finally kill him.
My problem with that is... And all of my problems with this game are 100% in its implementation of a genre that I love. And I think instead of making me beat your roguelike 5 times, you just should have made it 5 times harder.
Yeah, I don't know, right? Because right now, where I am, like where I'm at with this game is that I think the story, the characters, and the presentation is interesting enough for me to want to keep beating it multiple times.
See,
I don't know if that'll maintain the whole time.
I have like no interest in beating Kronos again. I've beat him 3 times now, I think.
Once you beat Kronos the first time, right? Like, and that was actually the moment that really kind of hooked me story-wise, is that when you enter Zagreus' room, go through the mirror, and then talk to Zagreus in the past, I was just like, they're doing some very cool things here with the story. And especially because like I played a lot of Hades 1, I had an attachment to Zagreus, maybe that's why I felt that way.
Yeah.
But I was just like, okay, this is cool. They are formulating a plan across time to take down the Titan of Time, and I just think that's really cool.
Yeah.
And each time you get to Kronos, that plot kind of like furthers.
I don't know. The story in Hades 1 also completely bounced off of me. I think it's fascinating and novel to do a story in a roguelike like this. I think Returnal did it a million times better. And I don't know. I think it's weird, the people that get attached to the gods and everything, because they're all so shallow. They all like, oh, thing that happened to you 5 seconds ago. I know that it happened. I noticed, and I'm going to mention it to you now. And that's their entire character. They have nothing else to say.
Well, so that does happen a lot in this game, and I actually feel like in a lot of ways that's a positive. That this game is so reactive, so context aware, that there seems to be dialogue for literally everything.
Yeah.
For everything. And I find that kind of impressive, right? Because, like, I didn't even mean to do it. So, like, I'm going somewhere with this.
Yeah.
I'm playing Hades 2 on my Switch 2. And I'm playing it mostly docked, which is at 120 hertz, 120 frames per second. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous game to play at 120. But my TV, my OLED TV, does this weird thing sometimes when I play in 120 hertz, where the picture just goes black, and then the TV has to basically like reload the image. It happens like once every play session. I don't know what it is. It's probably a glitch with my brand of TV. This happened to me when I was fighting Kronos.
Oh no!
Right? In phase 2,
so you paused,
fighting Kronos, and then I was like, "Oh no!" Because like obviously, you know, if you stand still in that fight, you're just dead. Basically, I paused. Kronos reacted to me pausing the game.
Yeah.
He comments on you pausing the game.
Yeah.
He's like, "How dare you manipulate time? I'm the Titan." Something. And I was like, "That is really rad." You know, like
nice
that's not even something I would have thought of, right? Like I never paused. I paused in that instance to avoid an accident when my TV basically stopped showing the game, and then I was met with that afterward. I was just like, "Huh, they really thought of everything."
I had to do that. I was on Discord with some people. On the run that I finally beat Kronos, I was on Discord with some friends, and I walked in, and they were like all talking, and it was like a lot. I was just getting mind flooded, kind of.
Yeah.
And I had to pause the game and kind of lock in, and he started yelling at me.
Yeah, like how dare you pause the game?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I find that those little touches cool, and I think that goes into a larger strength of this game for me. Is just the level of polish here is just crazy. And granted, Hades 1 had that too, right? But like, the presentation of this game is just on another level. A level that very few games can reach, I think, in terms of like the confluence of art, sound, voice acting,
the sound
like all
is
that.
really good.
Yeah.
It's
Go ahead.
crazy that Zagreus has a poster of Aphrodite up on his wall.
Oh yeah,
That's crazy work. That's like his aunt, right? Like,
I don't know. These are all gods, right? They're into some weird stuff.
she's so naked. she's like crazy naked in that poster on his wall.
Yeah. But yeah, like I'm finding the story interesting, right? I think maybe that's not landing for you, which is why you're a little less into this game.
But you know what is landing for me?
Yeah.
The fact that one of the weapons is a mech suit.
Yeah, so let's talk about the weapons.
crazy.
I think the weapons, by and large, huge improvement over Hades 1.
Yeah.
So much fun to use every single one of those, except I have a very controversial opinion, I think. I hate the axe.
I hate the axe too. It's so slow.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, everywhere I look online, people are glazing the axe, and I'm like, I cannot stand this weapon.
Upgraded its speed. What's even crazier, I hate the axe. It was my first win, I think. I got like a crazy axe build. I got like super damage with my cast and my special, and my cast was ranged, so I was just spamming the special. I think it was like every 3 seconds or something I was doing the Hephaestus explosions, and so I was just like absolutely spamming the special with the axe, and it was hitting more than once, and just destroying him with that. And so I don't love it, but it was my first win, which I think is really funny.
But like I don't love that. Like I love all the weapons except for that one, but I still think it's none of the weapons are bad. None of the weapons are bad. They all feel completely distinct. They all have different mechanics. They're all so much fun to use.
Yeah.
I mean, the most basic one you start off with is the staff, right? But even the staff. Yeah, go ahead.
I think the two torches are like less interesting than the staff, because it really does often end up being me just holding the attack button, and like I guess you have to build
are interesting.
something interesting, because you have to have a lot of mana to use them.
Yes, mana is very critical for the torches, but like I've had builds with the torches where like I rely on the special attack way more than the main attack. So like it's just cool how much variety they can pack into these weapons. But yeah, so the witch's staff, very basic, but like I think even that has a lot of depth to it as well. One thing I found out recently while using the witch's staff is that if you do, because you press attack 3 times with your staff and it does like a little combo, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you do attack 2 times and then your special, it comes out way faster. So I've learned that as like, and that's not something they make clear to you in the game. That's only something you get through experimentation with these weapons. So that's how I've been using the staff lately. I like the sister blades a lot too. The kind of like assassin build, the daggers. I love that there's like a mechanic for backstabbing that you can unlock too, where like they do more damage when you backstab. And plus the special on the sister daggers too. I'm a big fan of like that really quick like sickle she throws and then catches.
Yeah.
I've had some builds revolve around that.
The dagger was an early favorite for mine. I don't know if it's really at the top right now. I think I'm actually pretty flat for my enjoyment of the weapons right now, other than the axe, which I don't like.
Yeah. I will tell you one thing I absolutely fell in love with that I thought I would hate: the skulls.
Oh, yeah.
I really like the skulls.
I don't think I unlocked the skulls until after I'd beat Kronos.
Yeah. I mean, like, I will say, like, you will need everything to conquer the second path up top. We'll talk about that in a minute, because that's way harder.
Prometheus was a wall. Like, I think I only got down to half health.
Yeah, Prometheus is tough. But yeah, the skulls, I don't know, like, you throw them out and then you have to collect them before you could use them again.
Yeah.
So, like, that makes positioning even more important than it already is, and it's quite important in this game, right?
Yeah.
Like, but like you're tossing out the skulls, you're dashing to them, you're picking it up. Your Y can pick them up too, which is another dash, and you can change that. You can chain your Y dash into your normal dash, so you can cross like big distances at once. I don't know. It's just so much fun to play.
I will say, like, on that note of positioning being important, I do think the pacing is a little weird, because the second area is called Oceanus, and it's like this really cramped aquatic area. And then you move to the Morning Fields, which is this really wide open area. And to me, the enemies are harder, but because of the wide open areas, I actually find the morning, like, I've never even come
It's more
close.
manageable.
I've never even come close to losing in the Morning Field. I've never lost to the boss there. I think
this is it was similar in Hades 1 too, where Area 2 was like kind of the filter.
Yeah.
Where if you get past Area 2, you have a good chance of making it to the end of the game. I think that's an intentional choice.
Like, I don't think anything has killed me between Scylla and Kronos. If I get past Scylla, I will get to Kronos. I may not beat him, but I will get to him.
Yeah, I think my experience is largely similar. Just talking about, the maps for a bit, because I think, like, that's a huge part of this game, obviously. Like, that's where you do most of your gameplay. I think they're all, like, really, really cool.
They're very pretty, certainly.
They're beautiful, yeah. The second map, like you were saying, that ultimately culminates in the Sirens. The song they sing stuck in my head like all the time, which is annoying. Who does the voice for Scylla? Because her voice is very, very familiar. Do you know?
No,
do you recognize her voice?
Okay,
maybe that's just gonna be a thing. But then, so Area 3, like you said, the Morning Fields, wide open area, and then Area 4, which is like Kronos' kind of realm. Finally, I like that it acts similar. Yeah, what's that?
It's Erin Yvette. She's been in The Wolf Among Us, she was in The Wolf Among Us, and she was in Armored Core 6. That's probably where you've heard her. Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. But she has a very distinct voice. But yeah, that final area, I like how it's like the last area in Hades 1 as well, where like if you want, you can keep going to like get more buffs and stuff before the boss, or you can jump directly sort of to the boss and face him if you're feeling confident. I almost always go down the route of like, I need to get as powerful as possible.
I always do, because genuinely, I think the enemies there are so easy that there's no reason for me to not get as strong as possible.
There's some like what are they, like, not guardians but like mini bosses or whatever
the mini
on Kronos' floor that mess me up. Yeah. But by and large, yeah. And then Kronos himself, I think, is an excellent really final boss fight.
He does have one move that I still can't dodge. Like, I just hope he doesn't use it too many times, where he throws, it's like the big circle. I think he's throwing a sword or something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Or no, his cane. He throws his cane. and it spins.
And it goes in like a semicircle.
Yeah, and
arc.
I just
that one's hard to dodge.
I dodge in the wrong direction every time. I don't know why.
Honestly, like I almost feel like most of the time if you just stand still, it's not going to hit you, right?
Interesting.
But it is a scary move that comes out, right? Like it comes out and you're like, oh, I got to do something.
And I don't know if this is a hot take, but his phase 2 is easier than his phase 1, like considerably easier. There's more going on, but it's all easier to dodge.
I don't know. I always feel more at risk in phase 2 than phase 1 personally, actually. So, but both phases, excellent fight.
Yeah.
I will say the first time I fought him though, I was so mad when I got him to phase 2 because I had no idea that insta kill move was coming. So my run was just ended right there.
Insta kill move.
Yeah, he has an insta kill move in phase 2.
Is it the one where you have to get into the tiny circle?
If you don't get into the tiny circle, you die.
I've never been hit by it.
Yeah. Like when that first happened, the tiny circle was like
Other side
out of my field of
yeah.
vision. I was just like, okay, he's glowing red. What's about to happen? Boom, you're dead. And I was just like, what?
That might have happened to me
What?
too. I may have been hit by that, but already had such low HP that I like didn't know.
Yeah.
I have like 5 death defiances now or whatever. So
Yeah. I have like, I think I usually have 2 or 3 now. So, but yeah, Kronos is a great boss fight. And the route is fun to do as well, right? Like I said, I've beaten him 5 times to get like the 5 materials I need to ultimately slay him or whatever.
yeah.
And it's fun to do. It's quick and it's relatively quick and easy now for me if I don't have any of the difficulty modifiers. Cannot say the same thing about the surface though.
Yeah, the surface is tricky.
I think the surface is a notable.
I'm guaranteed
step up
to
in
get
difficulty.
to Eris, but Eris is hard. She's
Eris
a hard
has
boss.
beaten me a few times
I have
as well.
I
Yeah,
have to take her very slowly to beat her. Like
yeah,
I wait for her to
because
attack. and then
she's
take my
very
turn. Yeah.
fast, right? Like her deadliest moves, like when she flies overhead and like drops the bombs, those are easy to dodge. But when she's just on the ground and she starts shooting,
Yeah.
like
Very difficult.
that's deadly and can rack up damage very quickly. So that's tough. And then like the following boss is even tougher.
Yeah. I haven't even
Prometheus.
beat him. So
Prometheus is no joke.
I've only faced him once, but
Prometheus is no joke. And
it was a bad.
I think
run,
the
too.
thing that might frustrate a lot of people is like there's a little like memory game he does as well, where like have you gotten that far in the boss fight?
I don't think
where
so.
like he highlights certain areas.
Oh,
And
no.
then
I
you have to
done-
dodge. You have to remember what those areas are and then
Oh,
dodge later.
God, that sounds
Yeah.
horrible.
It's not as bad as it seems because it happens very quickly, right?
Yeah.
So as long as you don't have to remember it for the whole fight or anything. You just have to remember it for like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a tough boss fight, and he's like an endurance fight too because he's got a lot of
so
health.
much health.
Like
Yeah.
I've had builds that do a lot of damage, and when they hit Prometheus, it's still a long dragged out fight.
I was on a pretty bad run the time I got to him. I was not doing a lot of damage, so it was very frustrating.
I will say though, like just talk about the surface maps a little bit. I really like what they do with the city. I think it's called Erebus, where it's
Yeah.
just like you explore some parts of it to get your buffs or whatever, then you have to move on. And then I really like the second area where it's like you're jumping between the ghost like ships.
Yeah.
I just think that's a neat area. But yeah. And then you're on Mount Olympus, right? Which is also a cool area. And then once you get past Prometheus, I think it's even more difficult now because you have to essentially face like I think 2 to 3 mini bosses before you even get to the final boss.
Oh my god.
And it's brutal. Yeah, it's very. I've only ever done it once, and oh my gosh, I don't even remember the build I had on the run I succeeded. But like getting to the final boss, and then the first time I got to him, I beat him actually.
Yeah.
Which I think is just a testament to how strong my build was. But I've gotten to him a couple more times after that. Actually, no, that's not even true. I've never even gotten to him again. I end up dying.
Mm-hmm.
I either somewhere along the chain before Prometheus or even after Prometheus because it's just that difficult. So you just need. I guess you just have to get used to it by playing it a lot, or get a really really good build to get through the surface.
So at this point, I've only beaten Eris once.
Yeah, I mean Eris is tough. Yeah. Yeah, like I think it almost feels like the first route is like a proper like, okay, this is Hades but a sequel. Like if you've played Hades, you know what to expect. You'll adapt pretty quickly. And then the second round is like, all right, now we're gonna really challenge you. Which I appreciate.
I'm
it
happy
is
it's
frustrating
there, because I think it's more
when a
interesting.
run fails, but
I don't like this self-imposed challenge stuff. I'm doing it a little bit because it gives you stuff to upgrade your weapons.
right, the
so I
modifiers,
should.
yeah.
But I don't like that much. Because that was what people always pointed out when I said Hades 1 was easy. They were like, "Oh, you clearly didn't do heat or whatever," and you're like, "No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't want to. Like, I just wanted a satisfying difficulty of a game. I didn't want to have to self-impose difficulty and stuff."
And I do think the Surface gives you that
Yeah, it does.
without
So far.
any modifiers at all.
I still don't think it's like Spelunky hard or Noita hard. Certainly not Noita hard. But it's a satisfying difficulty for sure.
Yeah, and I think it's just more than anything, right? Like I think it's just fun to play. Like it is very fun to fight in this game. It is very fun to engineer runs through boons and other modifiers. I think I said this to you in Discord or something, Connor, but I've not had one single run be a repeat of another. Like in terms of like major mechanics, right? Like.
Yeah, I guess I don't necessarily understand what you mean by that, because I feel like every single run for me boils down to either I got lucky and a boon made my attack really strong, I got lucky and a boon made my special really strong, or I got lucky and a boon made my cast really strong, and I just lean on that really heavily.
I mean, I guess that's part of it, but also like the duos, some of them have enough impact to completely change my style during a run. Like I think the run where I won, like beat the Surface, it was a build that I never gotten before. It was mostly focused on speed, like my dash speed.
Really?
I was really fast, and I had this boon that was like a duo boon, where like it was like it involved Poseidon and I think Hermes. I'm not sure who the second one was, but basically like as I run, a giant ball of water forms behind me, and when I stop, it like gets launched, and the more I run, the bigger it gets.
Oh, and I've not seen anything like that. Okay.
So like
yeah,
like some of the mechanics really change how you play pretty drastically.
yeah.
And you do have to sort of engineer. Like you don't see these until later in the game because some of the tarots that you get, if you have them active, can increase your chances of getting legendary boons, can increase your chance of seeing duo boons, and I have all of those active. Yeah, so like after having those active, I see a lot more interesting things in the game. There was one where like I had like a scorch build. You know what that is, like the burning. But then I got Poseidon, and that like evolved into a steam build where like if I use the water and the fire at once, there was a steam effect that was even more potent than the scorch effect.
Interesting.
So that encouraged using both skills like simultaneously.
Yeah, so I'd say you're just a little further than me then, because I have not been seeing. My builds have pretty much started and ended at making my attack number bigger.
Yeah, and I mean like that's a totally valid way to play, but like there are additional mechanics that can sort of be discovered by the effects of these boons, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Another build I had yesterday, which I had a lot of fun with, was a chain lightning build where like it was a Zeus skill, and like I kept getting boons to enhance my chain lightning, and then I got I think a duo effect, or it was a legendary boon, to where the chain lightning now bounces off myself.
I've had that one,
and each time it does that, it multiplies. And when I had that, I had the black coat. Have you unlocked the black coat yet?
Yeah, that's the mech. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the mech. Yeah, and we didn't even talk about that one. But I had the black coat.
I unlocked it and I went to bed.
Oh, it's so much fun. It's so good. But the black coat, right? So like, I guess it's kind of similar to the gauntlets from the first one, but like a lot faster, right? So you can punch with them, right? So, and like they're very rapid succession punches. So each time I punch, lightning got generated, bounced off of me, bounced off of them, bounced off of me, bounced off of them. And this happened for each punch I did. And there were multiple punches in one like attack combo.
Yeah.
So it was just going nuts, right? And plus, in addition to that, I had a scorch effect going. So they were just on fire the whole time I was doing this.
Yeah.
So it was just a lot of fun. There's just a lot of fun build variety in this game. And just talking about the black coat for a minute. Right. So I mentioned the fists. The special are missiles.
Yeah.
Right? So you can you can just play the black coat in a lot of ways. If you want to be up close and personal, you can do that, especially because if you charge the black coat's attack, it's a guard, right? So you can actually block attacks, and then like once the charge is full, like it's a short range kind of like burst attack. Or you can play at range. You can be dashing all over the place, tapping your special button, firing missiles everywhere. And your Omega special is like, you can like lock on several missiles onto one or more enemies and fire those all. It's just a blast. I love the black coat. Very unique weapon, very fun to play. And I'm just now starting to experiment with the aspects. Have you unlocked the aspects yet?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Do you have to choose one, or is it just...
You choose one,
okay.
And when you set it, it changes the appearance of the weapon and gives it a very unique mechanic.
Okay, I've unlocked them, but I haven't really fooled with it yet. I've only been using the aspects of Malinoway.
Yeah, and I think that's like the bread and butter, right?
Yeah.
But each weapon has like 2 or 3 additional aspects that I would say drastically changes the gameplay, right? So one I experimented with was an aspect for the witch's staff, right? And this aspect makes it so... Do you have a familiar yet?
Yes, I have 2. I've got
the
Freenos
frog.
and the cat.
Okay, me too. Those are the 2 I have.
Which, it looks like there's 5 of them, which is crazy.
Yeah,
like,
I have no idea where they even are.
How much more game is there?
I legitimately don't know at this point, which is exciting. But this aspect on the witch's staff makes it so that when you cast, a laser beam connects you and your familiar, and anyone between the beam takes continuous damage. So again, a very positioning dependent gameplay mechanic. So I don't know. There's just all sorts. Like, it's just kind of baffling to me how much gameplay variety there actually is in this game, between the weapons themselves, the aspects for those weapons, the boons that get put on top of those weapons, and then the additional modifiers you get through the tarot cards or through the cauldron or through, you know, other things you find in the overworld as you're going through a run.
Yeah.
All these things, all these ingredients come together to just, I think, make every run very fun and very unique. And that was not present or was not apparent to me when I first started the game and I messaged you.
Again, that's my issue with Hades, is it trickle feeds you so much. Like those, your opening hours are boring. There is so little going on for your first few runs.
I felt that, yeah. And which was a surprising feeling to me, because I remember being super into Hades 1 and not really feeling that. You probably felt that for Hades 1.
I did. It's such a baby's first roguelike, and they did that again for Hades 2.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure Hades 1 was my first roguelike.
It's a lot
I'm
of
pretty
people's.
sure it was, yeah.
It is not an insult for me to call it baby's first roguelike. I actually really am grateful that there is such an easy entry point into a genre that I like so much.
Yeah.
But it is frustrating to me as a more experienced player. I wish there was like an aptitude test I could take to like, no guys, I get it. Let me play the fun part of the game now. I don't want to play for 8 hours before you give me my first familiar, or grind up so many bones so that I can buy enough HP to actually be competent.
Part, the first couple hours were a bit of a chore for that reason. I suspect that they're relying on the presentation of the game to carry you through those couple first hours. And yeah, they did, right? Like, even though like the gameplay, like where I was basically just getting my teeth kicked in due to lack of mechanics.
Yeah.
But I was just like, it sure is pretty to look at, and the voice acting's really good.
There's just a level
and then that depth revealed itself, and I was all in.
There's a level of frustration to me that I don't feel like I ever got to Kronos and lost because I was bad. Or any of the bosses, frankly. Like, it may have happened, but what it feels like is I got a little further than the game was ready for me to get, and it killed me because it hadn't given me the tools to succeed yet. And
I mean, I feel like there's a window of time where that is true. But I think once you get past that window of time, like it becomes a mixture of a lot of things, right? There's luck involved based off the boons you get. Obviously, you can manipulate that luck a bit through things you set before your run starts, like your cards. But there's also obviously skill involved, right? Like, you're not going to beat this game if you can't play it. It's
that there's so many variables, and your character and you are getting better at the same time, to the point that it is not clear to me that my increase in skill is happening at all. It feels like I'm just getting access to more stuff.
That's
and
fair.
that is frustrating
and
to me as someone who comes to the roguelike genre to experience that like increase in game knowledge, and like every time I get farther, I can attribute it 100% to myself and feel good about it.
I will say that, like, I think it is difficult to tell with this game. I agree with you, but I do think both happen simultaneously. You do get better at the game, and you get better tools. Because, like, I noticed now, like, when I first started playing the game, like, the first couple hours, I almost never used my cast.
Oh, yeah.
It was just not natural to me, right? Like, I was just, like, attacks and specials. And I was like, Omega attacks and specials or whatever, like, those are whatever. Or, like, I don't think I really need those,
Yeah.
you know? But, like, no, that's just wrong, right? Like, the magic system, the Omega attacks, that's a huge part of this game. And in learning to incorporate those into your runs appropriately, especially when you get the boons for them, it really impacts how far you're going to get. So as I played, right, like, now when I play, I just notice I'm moving a lot more. My cast is almost always down at all times. And
they do a good job of teaching
just
you to do that.
engaging a lot more with the mechanics that were presented.
There's a really common boon I get that is when your cast ends, you get a bunch of mana. And that I feel like that was what taught me to place the cast all the time, was to always have it on the ground.
Right.
Was when it was just giving me free mana just for it expiring. I was like, oh, of course I should always have it down. And then I saw the benefits and I was like, okay, I should always have it down because of a lot of reasons.
A lot of reasons, yes. Especially, like, even if you don't have a boon for the cast, it's a good idea to have it down because it slows the enemies down.
Especially that
if you have the right tarot cards, you can do more enemies to more damage to enemies in your cast. So again, like, I don't know.
It's a great game.
The richness of the gameplay is just so impressive to me. Like, in a game that does so many things well, like including like the presentation. The thing that really impresses me the most is the gameplay.
Yeah.
It's just so much.
I think it's going to be a Steam Deck mainstay for me. It's going to be for years to come, probably something I reach for when I'm traveling, when I'm on the bus.
Oh, I will say, you reminded me of something. I'm never going to play this game in handheld. I don't know if it's the Switch 2 screen being subpar or if something's wrong with this game on Switch 2 handheld. There's a noticeable input lag on handheld that is not there when I dock it. To the point where, like, especially in the game like this, where it gets so fast paced at the higher levels, it's unplayable, right? Like, I tried playing it in handheld for once. I lost over half my HP in a single encounter, and I was like, never gonna do that again.
See,
it's just never gonna do that again.
I have run into, I find it a little harder to see. Like, there are some finer details that get lost on a 720p or 800p, whatever Steam Deck is.
Yeah.
And like on the smaller screen, there are finer details that I can't see. I will say the easiest way to play it has been on my monitor, 165 hertz. You know, lean back in this chair, but I'm mostly playing it on the TV. It's cozier. I'm not. It's not that serious.
I will say, with this art style, just absolutely gorgeous on an OLED screen.
It is.
Just perfect. Yeah, and that art style on an OLED screen, moving at 120 hertz, you'd be hard pressed to find a better looking game anywhere. Like, it's just beautiful.
It's pretty good.
So, yeah, Hades 2. I wasn't familiar with your game. I called you out in the first couple hours, saying that you were just a kind of rote sequel, but you were a lot more than that. You are an extremely good game.
Sincerely glad that this didn't come out on a Monday or something. We record on Tuesdays, and I'm really glad that, like, I had a few days with it before
to digest it. Yeah,
to get a win, even, you know, to beat Kronos. It doesn't really feel like a win,
right? Well, I mean, again, comparing it to Hades 1, it is a win in that sense. But, like, the fact that there's double the game now, and who knows, right? Like,
there might be
all things being equal, there might be more things that we just don't know about at this point.
It's another criticism I have of it. I wish there were secrets to find and stuff. It's just another thing roguelikes like to do that I wish this game would implement. Like, I think chaos boons are a really good opportunity to have, like, a weird secret mechanic to make them more common or to get them at all, because they're so cool and mysterious. And I just wish there was something like that, or a secret ending that you could get by, like, doing the right thing and all. Like, there's just tropes, I guess, of roguelikes that I wish I'm hungry for them anytime I play a roguelike.
Hades,
so many of them do it.
Hades is a roguelike, but I feel like they've almost they're just making the genre kind of their own, right?
Well, on the other side
it's
of it,
very kind of combat dependent.
Yeah.
It's very run dependent to the, I guess, sacrifice of actual exploration in the game. It's just presentation and fighting. That's what Hades is.
What they're really doing is taking their older games, their Transistors and Bastions, and saying like,
Yes.
hey, how can we take... We've done a really good job with this combat. Everybody loves it. These were universally loved games. How do we like squeeze more content out of it? And the roguelike frame is a really good way to do that. So good, in fact, that I have been thinking recently, like, where is my Devil May Cry roguelike? Where's my Monster Hunter roguelike? Like these games that have their mechanics down so cleanly,
Yeah.
but in my opinion, don't necessarily have a great way of doling out their content. You know, I find it hard in Monster Hunter to like, I don't like that I have to choose which monster I'm going to hunt. I really wish there was just a button like, throw me in, coach. Like, I just want to play Monster Hunter. I don't want to do all this thinking. I already made my build. I just want to hunt. I don't really like replaying Devil May Cry games. I think it would be way more interesting if there was just a mode that threw me into room after room of guys for me to beat up. And that is what Supergiant has done with Hades, is figured out a really clean, elegant way to just throw you in a room after room of guys to beat up.
Yeah, and the set dressing around that just makes it even more palatable,
Yeah.
right? Like the characters, the dialogue, the art,
Yeah.
the music, all top notch.
So I would love to see some other genres visit this idea, you know, like a
And I will
character
say,
action.
I think Supergiant's previous games are all very good. Bastion,
Yeah.
like you said, Transistor. I think Hades 2 is by far
Oh yeah,
their best game and the best combat they've done.
I
like,
agree.
by far.
Yeah. I loved Bastion
yeah.
when it came out, but I think if I played it today, in today's indie landscape,
It might feel a bit dated.
I would
yeah.
think it is extremely pretentious. I think.
Oh yeah,
the like
that too.
the guy monologuing over the top down beat 'em up, like it's a little. It was huge at the time. It was very cool. I loved it when I was a teenager. I don't think it would hit now.
And I love that. Yeah, like there's a very direct path, I think,
Yeah.
from Bastion to Hades too.
100%,
So I'm glad that
yeah.
this is where we've ended up. I think Hades 2 lives up to the hype. I think it's
Yeah.
a really, really good game.
I'm glad I waited until it released. I would not have stuck with this if I
Oh,
played
yeah.
it in early access.
Some people have, like totally already like beaten the stuffing out of it in
Yeah.
early access. I don't even know what parts of it are new, what parts
me
of it
neither.
are, and I don't care.
Yeah.
It's out now for me. So
Yeah.
and I'm probably gonna keep playing it this week leading into Ghost of Yote. So
I'll probably get a little more out of it. I have a couple other games. I'm this close to buying Mega Bonk. Have you guys seen that?
no.
Mike?
I've seen it.
It's like a new Vampire
I've seen
Survivors.
it, but I haven't
like,
interacted with it.
And
Well, you should try and get one surface win before you
Yeah.
move on.
it's got some dumb meme humor, but I kind of want to play it. And I've been playing another game. I don't want to hog the airwaves, Mike. If you've been playing anything, I'll give you a chance.
I will say, I got to be out of here in like 10 minutes. I promised everyone that I'd run a session 0 for this Vampire the Masquerade campaign
Nice.
that I planned.
That's exciting.
At 7.
Oh yeah,
so
that's pretty
We're
soon.
we're on a time limit here.
Can we? Is that going to be an
I
issue
was
if
not
I
ready.
keep talking after he leaves, Ant-Man?
No, as long as Mike, you just close out and
Yeah, I can
Send me your
stay
audio,
along
it should be
till
fine.
7. But I kind of have been pushing in my head for a couple months, almost a year now, a Vampire the Masquerade campaign set in Pittsburgh.
Oh, that's going to
And
be
I
sick.
Finally had like my breakthrough for the whole campaign. Because the background here is I made a character to play with Ed as the storyteller.
Yeah.
The character never went anywhere. We never really got past session 1. And I'm like, this is too good of a character to waste.
I
So
know the
he's now
feeling,
my
yeah.
Prince of Pittsburgh. I've used a lot of the characters as characters in this campaign with the permission of the other players, of course.
So
Well,
sorry, is this like a D&D thing or is this a game?
Vampire the Masquerade is a setting set in World of Darkness, which is D&D-esque, but it uses D10s and it's more story heavy
But it is a
than
tabletop
D&D
game.
is. Yeah, it is a
Okay,
tabletop
yeah.
game.
A lot of people LARP it, I think. Like,
Yeah, a lot of people LARP it. It's very popular in LARP communities. I'm, of course, doing the tabletop version.
Yeah.
And
not ready for the heavy stuff yet.
Yeah, not ready for the heavy stuff. But setting it in Pittsburgh in the modern day has produced some unique interactions that I could do because vampires can't use touchscreens. Fun
Dude,
fact.
there's so many abandoned churches in Pittsburgh that could be like
yeah. Don't worry, I'm gonna use them. There's
Yeah.
a clan that runs the Catholic Church.
Uh,
I'm so ready to introduce
this may be
that
relevant to
brand
your
again.
lore. I think Steubenville, like it's like an hour out of Pittsburgh, is like one of the highest densities of Catholic churches in America. Like,
Yeah, I'm so ready to like introduce some of like the primogens that I've created because one of them's like a Catholic priest of sorts, maybe like a powerful priest, and his clan's whole flaw is that they can't be seen on like cameras or mirrors. So he's going to be surrounded by these mirrors at like the altar.
Yeah.
And you just aren't going to see him there to key him into like, oh, hey, this is this clan's primogen.
Yeah.
In full like priest garb. I am so excited for these characters.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool.
Because I've set up so many and brainstormed so many unique characters, including a player character with one of my players.
Yeah.
I can't wait to reveal that one.
That's exciting.
I'm
excited to hear how that goes next week.
Yeah,
or I guess
this is session 0, so
Yeah.
it'll be a while. I'm not ready to start the campaign properly, but doing a session 0 is the easiest part and kind of establishing the characters to the world.
It's important.
Yeah. I know Ed's in it. One of my coworkers is in it. It's a couple of my other friends.
Ed's been talking
I'm
about
not sure what
vampires, I feel like,
characters.
forever.
Yeah, Ed's been wanting to do it. Ed's character, I hope it works out, honestly.
Yeah.
It is a little weird, but I think I could merge it into this coterie perfectly fine.
Yeah.
If not, I just can say, hey, can you do it in the sequel instead?
Yeah.
I do have a second campaign plan. This one's not going to last forever.
That's ambitious.
But well, this one I already have an ending planned, and I already know how to like push the players towards its end. Because
that's always good.
Kind of planned out the entire arc of the story already because I over plan all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So here's hoping.
Awesome, Connor. Why don't you round us out?
I went back to Cyberpunk. I went back to the well, and
it's such a good game.
This is I played it before and I respected it and everything, but this time I really felt like I sunk my teeth in it. I really had a good time.
I still need to have that moment with this game,
and I like it makes me kind of want to start it over because like the critical conclusion of Act 1 was so long ago for me that it came up and it was like obviously fresh to so many of the characters in the game, and that was over a year ago for me that it didn't really matter. But I really did sink my teeth in it. I finished Judy's story. I finished Pan Am's story. I finished the cop's story. What's his name? River Wells. I finished his. Did a lot of the side quests. I've been for a very long time. I've been on the final quest or final mission, whatever. Meet Hanako at Embers. That's like the meme, I guess. And I haven't done it yet. So I don't actually know how the game ends. I'm just kind of cleaning up side quests. I'm not really ready to end it yet.
Have you done like the very well received expansion?
I haven't. I don't know if I'm going to, or if I'm going to start over with a new character first, because I do feel like I kind of messed up in that like there were a lot, and this is like typical for me. I feel like I've said this on the show a million times, but the way I played the game kind of messed me up in that they introduced me to all these mechanics and then I forgot about them. And so like I did not realize that I could just go to a Ripper Dock whenever I wanted until I was on the final mission and I happened to walk into one and like could upgrade my like different abilities and stuff. I saw a video of somebody online. I was like, how are they turning invisible? How are they like hacking all this stuff? How are they doing all this? I am just a guy hiding behind cover with a pistol, and I was still enjoying like the story and everything. But it was
you were
like
playing it in the most basic way possible.
the absolute most basic way possible. And now I'm like engaging with those mechanics now as I'm cleaning up the side quests and stuff, and it's way more fun. I will say this is a game that is like definitely more than the sum of its parts, because I actually think a lot of its parts are like not very good. Like it has a really weird idea of romance. I think like you can romance Pan Am, and I just think that it's really awkward and doesn't really work for me. It like just the storyline in general feels very strange. There's some very strange parts where like you blow up a convoy and you kill a bunch of guys, like just straight up murder a bunch of guys, and then you're like in a car afterwards, and Pan was like, "Ooh, woohoo, that was so
Isn't it in the
fun,
tank?
wasn't it? And I'm like, no, man, we just killed a bunch of guys. Like, that wasn't.
Oh, have you not gotten to the tank scene?
Yeah, I've done the tank scene.
Okay, the
Yeah.
tank scene. Okay.
No, I know the tank scene, but
Well, I mean, from what I remember, I'm very early in Cyberpunk, so I might not remember. But like, these aren't exactly like these characters aren't exactly the paragons of
no, but
morality
it's just
here.
such a
like,
photorealistic game that like this celebration of death is very off-putting to me. But yeah, I was enjoying it. Also, it like takes place in a desert and a car-dependent dump of a city, so like it has a lot of stuff stacked against it for me liking it. So I think it's really impressive that I can walk away with a very positive impression of the game.
Have you tried? What build are you running?
I mean, I'm doing mostly cool and intelligence, so I'm doing like a net runner kind of thing.
Okay, you're doing Netrunner. If you do another playthrough, I highly suggest Blades or Melee.
Yeah, you
Because
mentioned
there's
yours.
a lot
Yeah.
of cool mechanics there that are so much fun.
I don't even know where
that
you get
really
this
play
into
into that. Anyone.
Okay.
Yeah, anyone sells it. I believe since
I just didn't have enough money then.
since 2.0, they've kind of
They just
there
made it easy.
used to be pre 2.0 there used to be certain Ripper docs that had certain parts, but now it's universal.
I did go back and watch the anime too. I had only gotten like one episode deep, and
I
like,
hear it's very good.
decided it wasn't for me. It's quite good. I did like walk away. I'm glad I had some time to digest before we did the podcast, because I finished the final episode and I was very like annoyed with it, I guess, because it's a love story, and it like the two characters that are in love in it have like no screen time together. And I walked away like very frustrated. I was like, really? They did all this for each other? I'm supposed to believe that they would do all this for each other, and they like it feels to me like they barely know each other. But then I digested it a bit and it's like, oh yeah, he's 16. Like, yeah, he probably would do that. Like, for someone he barely knows, he would fall in love like that. And it's like this live fast, die young story. They really can't afford to add any screen time. So after thinking about it a bit, I have a better impression of it than I did when I first finished watching it. Also, the soundtrack is just immaculate. I have been very happy to
the
have
anime or the game?
the anime. Well, it's in both, but it's I
Okay.
Want to Stay at Your House is the song. It's like the song from the anime. And I have been blasting that. I'm very happy to have as much good audio equipment as I have, because I can't stop listening to that song. It makes me feel a lot.
Nice.
So high marks, very good
Yeah,
game.
I want to revisit Cyberpunk at one point. That's one of those games where I'm like, I know this is great. I need to get to it eventually. And I have a machine that can actually
Yeah.
run it in a decent way too. So
No, I'm embarrassed that this is what
the
brought me
ideal
back, but
high-end PC game.
the FSR4 mod is what brought me back. I was able to run it in, I don't even remember what FSR setting I had it on. But I was able to max out ray tracing, but not do path tracing.
Yeah.
And that plus frame gen, everything, it was running at, I think, pretty consistent over 100 FPS. And just sat back with a controller. I didn't do keyboard and mouse. I didn't feel like I needed to. Very happy to have a controller with gyro. Because I was popping heads. It was fun.
Yeah.
But definitely more of a couch game for me than
Oh yeah,
a sweaty.
for sure.
Yeah. Loved it. Good game. Still need
All
to
right.
finish it, but probably won't talk about it on the show again. Probably just gonna clean that one up. And,
Well, if it moves you enough, feel free to.
yeah.
All right, let's get out of here before Mike has to drop. So thank you all for listening. You can follow us at Podcast Gametalk on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Blue Sky. Please click the link in the description of this episode to join our Discord and talk to us there. And please like, rate, and review us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or any other podcast services you use. Thanks, Connor and Mike.
Yeah. See you guys next week.
Yeah, see you next week.
See you next week. Bye.